Testing audio 1 2 3 4. Testing audio 1 2 3 4. Testing audio 1 2 3 4. Well, good evening, Sharks fans. It's Friday night. It's time for Game 3. Welcome into the Shark Tank. It's playoff hockey. My name is Cheryl Gilroy. I'm here to bring you all the events of this evening's festivities live to you wherever you are. Game 3 is a pivotal one because whoever wins Game 3 has a chance to clinch in Game 4 tomorrow. This is Game 3 between the visiting Cambridge Rivulettes, who are the 8th seed in this, and the Barrie Sharks, who is the 9th seed in this series. And to bring you up to date, in case you weren't with us last weekend, Friday was a 3-1 victory for the Barrie Sharks in Game number 1. Shorthanded goal and an empty netter helping out that cause, and then in Game 2 on Sunday, Barrie Sharks tied it up late but couldn't solve the goaltender in either overtime and in 6 rounds of shootouts. And here we sit in Game 3 as the Barrie Sharks hit the ice for a warm-up. The big game tying goal on Sunday with less than 2 minutes to go was scored by Sonia Mehta, and it was exciting to watch. Just a little bit of a letdown in shootouts, but the Sharks have geared up and they're ready to go for Game number 3 tonight. Now the other series happening tonight, first of all, Burlington and Waterloo have completed their series. So Burlington did beat the Waterloo Ravens in 3 straight games, so they're headed to championship weekend. Nepean and Whitby are squaring off tonight. That is a Game 3, and Nepean can clinch in that series. Mississauga and Ottawa are squaring off tonight. This is a Game 3, and that series is tied with Ottawa winning 1-0 against the Hurricanes last weekend. Blue Water and Stony Creek are playing their Game 3. Sabres can clinch that tonight. Kingston and Central York are squaring off in Kingston, and that series is tied at 1 game each. So that will go to a Game 4 tomorrow. And the Toronto Arrows are hosting the Etobicoke Dolphins. Dolphins are up 2-0, and the Dolphins can clinch. Just a minute here in warm-up, just a refresher. Game 4 goes tomorrow evening at 4:30, with Game 5, if necessary, and I do stress if necessary, will go on Sunday afternoon at 1:30. All 3 games this weekend taking place right here in the Shark Tank. Scoring leaders so far. Now Wallace has had a great series so far. She's got 1 goal and 1 assist. Again, scoring that shorthanded goal on Friday. May Severn actually got the scoring going on Friday, and she's got 1 goal in this series. Sonia Mehta, of course, she's got 1 goal and 1 assist, getting that game-tying goal late in Game number 3. Piper Seven's got a goal and an assist. Larman's got an assist, and Keller has got an assist. On the flip side, it's Quinn Carswell, she's got 1 goal. Lacey Rivers has got 1 goal. And then a row of Rivulettes that have gotten assists. Rastari, Ava Strom, Broderick, and Randall. And again, Randall was the game time hero in shootouts last Sunday. So be prepared to hear those names over and over in these games today and tomorrow. I do have the starting lineup. Once again, thank you so much for providing that for me, Josh Thompson. I do appreciate it. Starting lineup for the Cambridge Rivulettes in net, number 31, Addison Mitchell. She's a local girl, actually. There's a name, her name's up behind me on the silver stick panel, so she did play for Barrie at one point in time. Her record during the regular season is 15-7 with a goals against average of 2.24 and 2 shutouts. On defense, number 4, Reese Reed, and number 7, Maddie Kim. On the forward line, number 9, Lauren Stiles, number 12, Quinn Carswell, and her sister, 24, Micah Carswell. Crowd starting to fill in here. It's awesome to see. And for your Barrie Sharks in net, good and steady, number 74, Ava Zador, with a record of 16-9 on the regular season and a goals against average of 1.89 and 5 shutouts. On defense, number 10, Sonia Mehta. Number 15, Gabby Willard. On the forward line, number 12, Malu Winter. Number 29, Jenny Keller. And number 91, Elle De Silva. Just a minute and a half, a little more than a minute and a half left in warm-up. We'll get set for player introductions, our national anthem, and of course the hockey game. I hope you're set. I hope you're comfortable. you get a drink and a snack, or if you're in your vehicle, of course, please turn up the volume and listen to the action. I'm happy to be here to bring it to you. Stand by, ladies and gentlemen. The ace just about to come on. Stand by, folks. Announcing the officials for the game. Starting lineup for the Cambridge Rivulettes. On defense, number 4, Reese Reed. Number 7, Maddie Kim. On the forward line, number 9, Lauren Stiles. Number 12, Quinn Carswell. And also number 24, Micah Carswell. And starting in net for the Cambridge Rivulettes, number 31, Addison Mitchell. Now the starting lineup for the Barrie Junior Sharks. On defense, number 10, Sonia Mehta. Number 15, Gabby Willard. Number 12, Mally Winter. Number 29, Jenny Keller. Number 91, Elle De Silva. And starting in net for the Barrie Junior Sharks, number 74, Ava Zador. And the rest of the Barrie Junior Sharks. Now time for the national anthem. Well, what a series this has been so far, and I expect nothing but the same here in Game 3 as these two teams continue to battle out to see which one goes to the Final 8 in Championship Weekend next weekend. Again, that starts next Thursday and goes through next Sunday. Now, both teams will be attending that tournament. It's just a question of which one will be attending the championship and which one will be attending the Consolation Championship tournament. Everybody wants to fight for a prize. That is what it's all about. On the face-off dot is going to be Lauren Stiles for the Cambridge Rivulettes versus Mally Winter for the Barrie Sharks. Game 3 is set to go here in the Shark Tank. Hold on to your hockey stick, Sharks fans. It's going to be an awesome, epic game. Stiles versus Winter again. Puck is down and we're underway. Game 3. Sharks get possession of that puck immediately, but pull it into their own end. It's gathered quickly by Mally Winter. She's trying to get around Maddie Kim, and she gets it up to Elda Silva quickly. Sharks try to hold on to it in the Rivulette end, but can't do it. Back to Maddie Kim, but picked up by Jenna Keller and batted into the far side corner. Sharks try to get it out in front, bring it around the near side boards. Can't hold on to it. Rivulettes, no, here's Mally Winter out in front. Can't get the shot off. Stick lifted, and the first penalty of the game is coming. It's going to be for a hook. Barrie, 30 seconds in, is going to have a power play. Again, the hook, and that is served by number 9, Lauren Stiles. Can Sharks capitalize on the early player advantage? Find out, Sharks fans. It's going to be Sadie France on the face-off dot. For the Sharks, they do have possession of that puck. Meta makes a quick shot in, but it misses high and wide and goes into the near side corner. Keller trying to pick it up, brings it around. Looking for Taya Wallace. Goes by her. Wallace has got it now. Feeds it off to Sadie France. France looking for Meta at the point. Goes down low for Taya Wallace. Wallace looking for Brumwell in front. Brumwell chips it, but it goes high over the crossbar. Sharks hang on to that puck at the blue line, but only momentarily. Nope, still onside. I thought it bounced out. Good job by Jenna Keller to hold on to that puck. Brumwell forcing it down into the near side corner and out the other side for Taya Wallace. Carrier trying to get in the way. It's going to slide by the far side post. Sharks giving it all they have, getting it towards the net, and Mitchell is just going to gather that one in the glove to hold on for a whistle, and that was a long time without a whistle. Great effort by the Barrie Sharks in the offensive zone. We'll have a face-off to the right of Mitchell. It's going to be Sharon on the face-off dot this time for the Rivulettes. Hillock can't get away with it. Kate Stewart trying to put it towards the net. May Severn holding the line. Looks like we got 4 forwards out on the penalty power play. Severn weaves around, leaves it out in front, right out to the point for Charette. She'll fire it through traffic. That's blocked and goes into the far side corner. De Silva giving it chase. Severn, the captain, finds it in the corner. Chips it off, looking for Kate Stewart behind the net, and she's held up. Trying to come out in front, short side for Severn, goes up and over the shoulder of Mitchell, but not in. It'll come out into the neutral zone, and the Sharks are going to have to regroup, find their way back into the zone. Here they come. Mally Winter fires it through, but it hits a skate and goes into the corner, and Rivulettes get rid of it. Send it back to the Barrie Sharks zone with less than 15 seconds to go in the power play. Adriel Charette now coming down the near side, trying to stay away from Ava Strome. She'll backhand it for Maddie McKay. She's looking for a friendly stick, and it's poked into the neutral zone, and that's how this power play will end. Great effort. Couple of good shots on goal, but no goal per se. Into the near side corner, a couple of sevens. Maddie Kim and Simone Swanson try to battle for that puck in the near side corner. It comes to Meta at the blue line. Here comes Carswell. Sadie D'Angela, not Carswell, fires it through, hits a body. Looks like she was going to run away with it. Doesn't get too far, goes to the far side. Meta trying to battle for it over in the corner, can't clear it out. Simone Swanson gets it to the neutral zone, but was started for the Rivulettes, dumps it back down in. Cosgrave now on the job behind the goal line, gets it back to neutral. Lauren Stiles back on the ice, hands it back to Marin Broderick. Looking to send it forward to D'Angela. D'Angela kind of hits a wall on Cosgrave, but the puck still does come into the Sharks' end. Micah Carswell battling it down there for the Rivulettes. As is Piper 7 for the Barrie Sharks. It'll squeak free down to Abby Brumwell in the corner. Try to squeak it out. Rivulettes are still holding on to it. Now bow behind the goal line out in front for Lauren Stiles with a backhand. And Zadora with a heads-up stop. Wallace tried to skate away with it. Sadie France backing her up. She'll dump it down and go off on a line change. Brumwell down in the zone all by herself, waiting for reinforcements. Stewart comes on, but not quick enough before the Rivulettes find it all the way back into the Sharks' end. Zador leaving it down to Stewart. Stewart looking for Severin. It goes by everybody. Here's Rachel Burt now for the Rivulettes. Looking for Miller in front. That goes up and down and into the glove of Ava Zador. Great fast-paced action here in the early going. 15:40 to go in the first period. No score. One power play to speak of for right now. Miller on the draw for the Rivulettes versus Mally Winter. And to the left of Ava Zador. After the draw, Rachel Burt trying to gather that puck. Sharks get it out. Send it all the way down. That should be icing. Yes, it is. An icing call. So we'll set up shop back here in the Sharks' end. No, we're going to have a face-off at center ice. Winter versus Miller. Meta. Down to Willard. Willard trying to feed it up to Jenny Keller. Drops back to Winter. She'll dump it down in. De Silva's going to try to catch up to it, but that's picked up by Reese Reed and Rivulettes. No! Stolen away by De Silva, looking for a backhand. Sits there in the crease, and Mitchell pounces on it. What a great heads-up play by El De Silva. Finding the loose puck, trying a nifty little backhand to get it past Mitchell, but Mitchell saw it all the way. Winter on the draw again versus Sharon for the Rivulettes to the left of Mitchell. Sharks have it after the draw to the far side. Charette putting it through, looking for a bounce. That goes behind the net. Strome trying to get rid of it for the Rivulettes. Sharks turn it back behind the goal line. Charette chasing after it. She'll play push and shove with her rival there on the far side, and it squeaks down. Now to the near side boards. Cosgrave trying to hold on to the blue line. McKay trying to get her stick on it and get it out in front, but the Rivulettes take over. Over to the far side for Quinn Carswell, and she gets it to the other 12. Valley Winter down to Cosgrave. Cosgrave to the far side. Dion now on the ice. She'll dump it down in as the Sharks give it chase in the Rivulette end. Past the 5-minute mark here in the opening frame. No score. Quinn Carswell gets it to neutral, and Cosgrave will pick it up at the Barrie blue line. Quick up. Finds Sam Larman. Larman sends it over to Simone Swanson. She's trying to drive and get past the much taller Marin Broderick. That can't happen, so the Sharks Rivulettes will battle forward to the far side corner. Out to the blue line. Cross ice pass. So D'Angela doesn't get too far inside that blue line. Sharks turn it around. Here's Sam Larman, fires it through right on target, but a quick glove down by Addison Mitchell. 13:54 to go in period number 1. France on the draw for the Barrie Sharks. It's won by the Rivulettes. Looks like Dew is back in the lineup for Rivulettes. She was not in Sunday's game. Looking for the far side, and the Rivulettes bring it into the Sharks' end. Zador will leave it for her defense, but it's picked up by a Rivulette. Right out in front. Rivulettes try to get it into the slot. Sharks are going to run away with it. Not for long, though. Wallace didn't get too far before the Rivulettes put it back the other way. Trying to put it out in front Cross ice pass here for Abby Brumwell, and now she's going to skate in with purpose, trying to get around 2 white sweaters. France parking herself in front of the net. Brumwell's trying to backhand it to her. She hangs onto it, sends it to the blue line for Meta. Meta firing it through. Just hits the crossbar and the goalpost, but not in. Coming oh so close with the opening goal. Reese Reed, you just know this game is going to be filled of moments like that. Strome trying to get rid of it for the Rivulettes. It does squeak out to the neutral zone, but Lauren Stiles doesn't get too far. Willard sending it back to Sonia Meta. Meta back to Willard playing catch. Quick up to Stewart. Stewart lifts it and puts it down into the far side corner. Rastari finds it. Brings it around to the near side corner and out the other end for Quinn Carswell. Emerson Miller trying to skate away with it. Sits on the red line. Quinn Carswell trying to push it back the correct direction. Sharks trying to turn it around. Meta over to the far side and up. Back into the Rivulette end. Here's Rastari again. This is a fast-moving game, folks. Rastari doesn't get too far. Sharks bring it back in. This is Jenny Keller now in the Rivulette end. Trying to get it out in front. Right to Mally Winter. She shoots and you can hear the pad save. Sharks still on the job here. Winter's going to try and lift it. That goes over the crossbar right onto Jenny Keller. Sharks still in possession. At the blue line for Charette. Down line for Cosgrave. Trying to drive is Keller. Rivulet's put it back behind the net to try to relieve the pressure. Sharks still on it. Here's Emerson Miller to Rachel Burt. Are they going to get it out of the zone? Yes, they will. Burt is hauled down. No call on the play. Keller back with the puck, trying to feed it off to De Silva in front, but the goaltender's got it. A little extracurricular activity there and conversations, and I don't think they're asking what each other's plans are after tonight's game. Expect to see a lot of that after the whistles. Face off to the left of Addison Mitchell in the Rivulette end. Puck sits there for a second, and it's picked up by Ava Strome. Ava Strome comes along the near side boards and dumps it down into the Sharks' end. Puck hasn't been down here much in the last couple minutes. Another Shark goes flying, still no call on the play. Zador guarding both posts, going back and forth. Maddie McKay trying to clear it. Puck sails in for the blue line from Maren Broderick, and that just floats right into the glove of Ava Zador. Just about the halfway point here of the first period. No score. Face off to the right of Zador. It's going to be Stiles and France on the draw. Sharon to Broderick. Puck doesn't get by her. She sends it down behind the goal line in the Barrie Sharks end. Willard to the far side. It will go out the other end and all the way down. Icing waved off. Broderick gets the force behind it, comes out the other end and all the way down. That should be icing, waved off again. This is interesting so far. It came all the way around. I didn't think anybody touched it. In comes Sadie France. Can't hang on to it. Rivulet sent it to the far side. Severn puts it back towards the net. Sharks getting a quick line change in. Lines changing quickly here in the opening frame. Stewart trying to backhand it through. Back to May Severn. She comes across with Kaya Harbeck. All the way back down to the Sharks' end as Rachel Burke, no, C. D'Angela tries to push her way through. Puck sits there for a second. Cosgrave keeping it out. Rivulet's trying to put it through to the Sador. Defense in front, getting in the right place at the right time to make sure that the puck doesn't meet their target in the far side. Now a penalty coming on the play as a Rivulette hits the deck. It's going to be for roughing. And Cambridge is going to get a power play. It's Advil Charette getting the call. Yep. Cambridge is going to get their first chance at a power play. Emerson Miller on the draw versus Sam Lormand in the Sharks' end. Rivulettes trying to put it to the forehand to get a shot off. Sharks are going to get it out. Going to be a bit of a break. No, Hillock gets there and sends it back to the defense. Here's Randall. Brings it across the blue line. Looking at options. Miller cuts to the middle to the far side, shot in. Dion getting in the way of that opportunity, and it goes into the far side corner. Ristori can't hang on to the puck. It squirts loose. Coming all the way into the Rivulet end. Here's Ristori. Up to Emerson Miller. She'll come across the blue line with Micah Carswell on her left. Shot in, save, loose puck. Back behind the net. Out in front again, and Zador pounces on it. On the doorstep is Carswell. Trying to lift it over Zador. And Zador is ready for that one. Styles on the draw for the Rivulettes as they still are on this power play for a little over a minute. Micah Carswell in the near side corner. Styles. Back to Reese Reed at the blue line. Over to the far side. One-timer. Loose puck. Oh my Lord. How did Zador get back and make that save? Oh my Lord. Unbelievable. And in a replay. What a play by Ava Zador. Yawning cage, and she gets, I'm speechless. I'm absolutely speechless. What a job by Ava Zador. Kudos, Zador. Face off to the right of Mitchell in the Rivulet end. They still have a bit on the power play left. Back behind the goal line. That'll be the play of the night. Absolutely, that'll be the play of the night. I can't imagine anything topping that. All right. Now under 30 seconds to go in the power play as the Rivulettes kind of settle things down. Here's Randall behind the goal line. Ristori and Sharon cross paths and go separate ways. They go down low, right on to Piper 7. 7 sends it forward, banks it off the boards. Sadie Francis going to give it a chase. It does get there. She's shorthanded for under 10 seconds. Hits the knees. Still tries to hold on to it, but has the puck stolen away as this power play comes to an end. We're still locked in at the zeros. Here's Jenny Keller. To Dion at the blue line. Down low. Driving the net. De Silva parked out in front, waiting for a pass. It goes into the near side corner instead. Piper 7 holding on, driving towards, steering around Ava Stroman. Still hangs on to it, shoots it through. Mitchell with the save, and she pounces on the rebound. 7:12 to go in the opening frame, and we're just getting warmed up here, folks. Face off to the right of Mitchell. Run by the Rivulettes. Picked away out in front by Lormond, and she hits a body. Here's D'Angela. She's coming back the other way. Zador sends it through to the other side, getting it away from a Rivulet rival. Sharks try to clear the zone. Lacey Rivers now on the job here for the Rivulettes in the Sharks' end. Some pushing and shoving happening in front of the net. Cosgrave being the enforcer as usual. Down into the near side corner. Rivulettes try to get it out in front. Saved by Zador, loose puck. Rivulettes trying to put it back through again, and Zador is on it again. In the glove, flash in the net. Face up to the right of Mitchell. She's been the story so far. Mitchell with a couple of great saves. Same as Zador. Still locked in at 0. Wallace gets past Carriere. Tries to cut. Looking for a deflection. How did that not go in? Bromwell out in front. I wish I had video review. That may or may not have gone in. We don't know. In any case, we haven't got video review. So play must continue here without it. 6:21 remaining. It's like France is going to get kicked out as is Styles, so in comes Wallace. And Micah Carswell. Won by the Sharks, but they'll have to double back into their own end. On to Reese Reed's stick. She'll turn it around and get over the red line. Looking to hand it off, and they come in just onside. Shot ends the door with a save. Loose puck goes over the crossbar. What action here. Wallace lifts it and gets it to neutral. Bromwell's going to get to it, but she's got to get around Reese Reed. She has her pocket picked. Doesn't get too far with it. Here comes May Severnon with a head of steam, but she can't catch up to the puck. Here's Reese Reed now. Rivulettes send it to Hillock. Hillock comes in, throws it over off the back of the boards, and in comes May Severin looking for a pass to Kaya Harbeck. She finds it. She lifts it and sends it into the Rivulette end, and we'll chase after it with a little bit of speed. Sharks are in it to win it. You can just see that Eldridge is going back to his constant steadies on the ice. Emerson Miller trying to pull it out from underneath Severn, as we're now down to 5 minutes remaining in the opening frame. And I'm going to need a rest after the first period. What action here in the first period. Still no score, though. Cosgrave around the backside, sends it around to her partner, Dion. Dion sending it all the way up to Jenny Keller. She's by herself, gets around Marin Broderick, drives the net, slides it through, and Mitchell's got it under the glove with 4:42 remaining in the period. Face off to the right of Mitchell. Sharks have it. Willard driving through. Keller down low. Rivulettes are going to pick it up. That's Micah Carswell trying to steer around Willard. Puck will come into the Sharks' end. Right onto a Shark stick, and they get rid of it quickly. Looking for De Silva and Broderick, and that is going to be icing. No, waved off. Broderick does get there, hands it off to her teammate as the Rivulettes try to clear the zone. Charette holds the line. Down for Sharon to the far side as Keller tries to force it out in front. Rivulettes are going to get it across that blue line, but the Sharks will get possession. Willard, quick backhand for Charette, and she's got Keller with her. Hands it off to De Silva. Keller looking for a friendly, goes to the far side for Lormond. Puck will go up and down for Keller. Cosgrave holds the line, sends it through, right on to Reese Reed, and she's going to get rid of it. Sends it to the far side for Lacey Rivers. Again, Keller trying to put it back the other way as they battle for that puck right on the red line. Into the Sharks' end. Neal trying to chase up to the far side for the Rivulettes, but right back on to Maddie McKay. McKay making a big turn. She'll bring it in. Cuts through! Right out in front for Lorman. Puck is sitting there. She can't find it. What a great pass out in front for Lorman by McKay, but Lorman overshot it and didn't see it. Play continues now with 3 minutes remaining in period number 1. Couple of bodies flying behind the net as Rivulettes try to battle away for it to get it out in front. It'll come to Randall at the blue line. She'll hold on, send it back down behind the door. At the near side boards. Rastari trying to get in on the action. It's going to come out for Lauren Stiles, but she can't hang on. Sharks get it up and right on to Quinn Carswell. She hits a wall and Dion. Sharks take over. Piper 7 lifting it. It'll bounce past the Rivulette defense. Sadie France is going to chase after it. Far side, back down low. Sharks trying to pickpocket it, send it towards the net, picked off by Randall in front before it even gets to the goal. Up to Brumwell. She makes a quick turnaround. Looking for Taya Wallace at the blue line. It got past her. Carrier sending it up to Emerson Miller. Back behind the goal line now in the Sharks end. Hillock trying to come in and give her teammate a hand on that. She's pushed off by Kate Stewart. Out in front, Zador steers that away. Battle still going on here in the near side corner as we're down to 93 seconds remaining in the opening frame. What a game we have here, folks. You're going to be glad you tuned into this one. Shot through. Stewart sending it up from A7. Severn cutting and firing it through. Mitchell gets a piece of that with the blocker. Back down and out of play in the Rivulet end. We got 1:10 remaining in the period, folks. Face off to the right of Mitchell. Stewart on the draw, and it's won by the Sharks. Meta. Over for Harbeck. She sends it through, just misses on the near side post. Final minute of play here in the first period. Ava Strom for Rivulettes gets it to the red line. Gets around Meta, but it's going to get picked up by Severn in the Sharks' end. Strom still chasing after it. They both overshoot. Try to get it out in front for Sharon. Sharks chip it free, but right on to Reese Reed in front of her own bench. Quinn Carswell over the red line. Sharks take over in their own zone. Keller. She's still holding on to that puck in the Rivulet end, looking for Winter in front. De Silva's going to give her a hand. That's poked aside. Ella Neal trying to get her stick in on the action as we're down to under 20 seconds to go in the first period. They'll battle forward on the far side corner. It'll slowly become wedged behind, and Seven shoots. Toe save for Mitchell. What a great heads-up play by Piper Seven. Mitchell just gets a toe on it, and that's where period number 1 is going to end. Oh my, have we got a game here, folks. Whew. So after 20 minutes, we have no score, but I'm out of breath. So I'm going to go get a drink of water and rest my voice, and I'll come back to give it a second period, folks. Hey there, Sharks fans. You guys all rested up after that first period? It was kind of crazy, wasn't it? Yep. I did get the shots on goal. It was 8-6 in favor of the Rivulettes. Not surprising, considering how tight things are. I did have a look at around the playoff picture here around the league, and the only other goal score I could find is Nepean is currently up 1-0 on Whitby. And their game 3, again, Nepean can clinch that. I haven't seen any other scores being updated, but once again, Burlington has closed out their series, and they're the first team to punch their ticket to championship weekend next weekend. I had to get a cough drop in my mouth after that first period to kind of freshen up my voice here. So I apologize for the crunching. I'll get that out of the way here before we get set for period 2, and I'll change my clock over and get set for that. Once again, game 4. In case you don't know, and I don't know how you don't, but game 4, tomorrow, 4:30, right back here. Whoever wins this game tonight will have a chance to clinch tomorrow. So we're under 2 minutes to go here. It's 1:40 on the clock right now. And we'll get set here for period number 2. Officials are coming back on the ice. Here come the Rivulettes. Ava Zador is going to her net on this side. Zador and Mitchell have been great so far in this game. I'm going to have to go back and see if I can't get a close-up and a slow-mo version of that save by Zador. I don't know how that didn't go in. But that will definitely be a highlight, especially if the Sharks are able to win this contest tonight. I mean, it's a highlight reel save no matter what. But if it means the difference, that was a yawning cage. I don't know how goalies do it. I really don't. That's the buzzer for the final minute of intermission, and we'll get set for period number 2. So stand by, folks. Everybody gathering up. We got Keller, Winter, De Silva to start on the forward line. And I can see Meta, but I can't see who her defense partner is right this second. I think it's Willard. Yep. That's Willard. And then we've got Neil, Broderick. Neil's actually going to take the face off. Lacey Rivers also on the flank. And we're down for period number 2. Rivulettes get that puck quickly into the Sharks' end. Just can't go forward with it. It'll come all the way back to Sador. She'll leave it for Willard. Willard trying to chip it off the boards, but not out. Broderick with the backhand. Goes back down to Lacey Rivers. Rivers feeds it out in front to D'Angela as she tries to feed it towards the net. Can't get there. Cross-ice pass here for Jenny Keller. Little bit of space here. Keller looking for Severed in front. No, De Silva, excuse me. De Silva comes in and gives her hand in the corner. Puck will squeak out along the near side boards. Meta trying to hold on to the line. It'll go behind the goal line. Up to the neutral zone and out the other way. And that will be an icing call here. Still in the opening minute. Face off right back in the Rivulette end. It's to the left this time of Addison Mitchell. Neil on the draw again versus Sadie France. Quick shot in. That's by Taya Wallace, and a great save again by Mitchell, and play continues. Rivulettes get it out. Get all the way down to the Sharks' end. Zador is going to leave it for Charette. Charette sends it forward to Wallace, but just off the end of her stick. Randall's going to send to the far side for her defense partner, Rastari. It'll bounce. Burt pushing it through, but Cosgrave is right there to collect that puck. Strome trying to get there, out to Abby Rumwell. Rumwell sends it forward. Wallace one-on-one versus Randall. Can't get around her. Comes below the goal line. Sadie France parking herself in front, looking for a pass. Does not come. 7 holds the blue line, sends it down for Wallace. Wallace waits, tries to hold it off, sends it to Dion. Dion through the slot, but can't find Stewart, and Rivulettes get it back to the neutral zone. Rivulettes back in their own end. Randall to the far side for Rastari. Rastari up to Sharon. Sharon brings it over the red line with Bird on her right. That goes past the far side post. Zador doing the splits, and that's going to knock the net off. So we'll have a stoppage in play. It looks like Rachel Bird took a little exception to some pushing and shoving. Have a face-off to the left here of Zador. Looks like Cambridge has got a power play out of that. I didn't see what the call was. Cambridge with the power play, though, with just over 18 minutes to go. See what the call was when they announce it. Battle for it in the near side corner. Kathleen Dion's in Sin Binnen for 2 minutes for slashing. Excuse me, cross-checking. Battle in the near side corner here in the Rivulet end as Jenny Keller tries to steal that puck away short-handed, and she does! In comes Larman! Larman fires! Mitchell gets a piece of it and goes over the crossbar. Sharks still in possession. Remember, they're short-handed. They did score one short-handed goal on Friday. That was Taya Wallace with the steal. Here's Reese Reed down the far side trying to steer away from Taya Wallace. Enters the zone, tries to hand it off to Miller, bounces over her stick and goes into the near side corner. Far side for Piper 7 trying to get it away from Hellock. It comes out from Broderick with the one-timer, pad save by Strome. Under a minute to go now in the power play. Broderick to Rastari. Rastari makes a turn, trying to get away from Winter. Broderick sends it in, down on to 7, but she can't hang on. Quinn Carswell gets it out in front. Rastari holds the line, sends it through traffic. Somehow Zador gets a piece of it and makes the stop with 30 seconds now remaining in the power play for the Rivulettes. Back behind the goal line. Sends it up. Sharks Sadie France trying to turn it around, and she does. Here's Jenny Keller chipping it off the boards, and she's got some space. She cuts in, fires, just misses on the far side post. Nearly at a shorthander again. Sharks taking every opportunity when they've got the puck. Power play comes to an end, and we're still locked in at zeros. Charette making a turn. Down to the near side here for Jenny Keller. Up off the plexiglass. Does get to the neutral zone and back on to Randall. Randall looking for Neal or Rivers, but puck is found by a Shark. Up to Jenny Keller. Keller's got Larman with her. Larman's going to go after her along with Sadie France. Rivulettes find it. Here's Carriere. Doesn't get too far before the Sharks turn it the other way. Randall puts it back in play in the Sharks' end. Still fast moving. The pace is not slowed down in this second period. Here's McKay looking for Larman in the slot. She hangs on to it in the near side corner. Meta. Can't find a McKay driving between two white sweaters. Can't do it. Here comes Sadie D'Angela. Fires through, and that's gloved down by Zador. Woo! Five minutes gone. So we're a quarter of the way through this second period. Emerson Miller on the draw for the Rivulettes, and they do have it. Kim can't hold the line. She'll send it back in, but the Sharks will reclaim the puck behind their goal line. Pass out in front, goes by everybody. Picked up by Sharon in the neutral zone, but she's by herself trying to get around all the blue sweaters. She has her pocket picked by May Severin. Here she comes down the near side with Kate Stewart with her. She'll hand it off to Kate Stewart. As Severn tries to find a place out in front to get a pass. In the near side corner. Down low. Stewart bumped off. Stewart does send it to Severn at the blue line. To the far side for Dion. Just misses on the near side. Out in front for Emerson Miller. She'll find that puck, but it doesn't come out. Sharks keep it in the Rivulet end. Reese Reed down the near side. Being bothered by Winter, but the puck does come into the Shark zone. They lose possession, so here's Dion. Dion off the boards to Keller. Keller finds Winter, but can't hang on. Quinn Carswell turning around, but only briefly. Winter to Keller. Keller fires. Loose puck after the pad save by Mitchell. Back out in front. Puck is moving fast. Meta turning it around. Sliding it forward. Here's Keller, but she's a couple of strides behind, so she can't get there for the shot. So Mitchell is going to cover it up. Looks like Ristari and Keller have words on the boards. Referees get in the middle of that one quickly. This looks like the same referee team that we had, or at least that same referee who's making the face-off was with us on the weekend. Back behind the goal line, Mitchell watching both sides. Through the middle. Ristari to Micah Carswell. Down behind the goal line for Sonia Meta. Meta looking to feed off to the far side. Sadie France coming in to give her a hand. Picked up by the Rivulettes. Out to Taya Wallace in front. Wallace tries to get it to Abby Brumwell, but she is held up and she can't get there. And that's going to be an icing call against the Barrie Sharks. 12:54 to go in period 2. We still haven't got a score. Fancy that. Surprise, surprise. Every single game in this contest is going to be low scoring. Shot in by Miller, saved by Zador. Sharks clear it out. Here's Taya Wallace. Got Brumwell with her, but she can't find the puck. Neutral zone. Charette feeds it to the net. Saved by Mitchell, and she's going to cover that one up quickly for a face-off. .12:36 to go. Well, the face-off in the Rivulet end, just to the left of Mitchell. It's going to be Neal versus Lormond. Nope, Lormond's going to get put out. In comes Kaya Harback. Take the face-off as they trade places. Rivulettes ring it around the boards and out the other end to Lacey Rivers. Rivers has got D'Angela with her, but she can't get it out in front. D'Angela turns it around but misses on the near side. It'll bank off the boards in front for Reese Reed. Reese Reed can't get it towards the net, and it'll go right behind as Cosgrave's knocked off. Shot through, hits a body. And here's Lormond in the neutral zone. Harback's with her. Can't fire the shot as her stick lifted. Kim rolls into the boards softly. Puck still in the Rivulet end. Ella Neal sending out to the D'Angela, intercepted by Annabella Cosgrave. Cosgrave fights for that puck in the far side corner. Lormond off to Harback, but Rachel Burt getting in the way. D'Angela fires, saved by Zador. Rivulet's trying the wraparound, held off by Charette. Play continues here in the Sharks' end. Ristari fires it through, and that's another save. Over to the far side. Rivulet's coming close. At the blue line to Randall through traffic. Zador gets a piece of that, and play continues in the Sharks' end. Sharks have got to find a way to get this puck out. Still can't. Held on with the blue line by Ristari. Fires through, and that's going to draw a penalty right in front. That's going to go against the Sharks, even though Zador is taking exception to it. Charette pleading her case. It's a holding call. Nope, slashing call, excuse me. So Cambridge is going to get another power play opportunity here. 11:09. Oh, it's a 4 minutes. Double minor. Can the Sharks kill this one off, or do the Rivulettes take advantage? We've seen a lot of 4-minute double minors here. Do we have it right? Oh, no. It is only 2 minutes. That's what I thought. Okay. Oh, it's a 5-on-3. That's why, both for slashing. That's what it is. So 2 Sharks are in the sin bin, and it's a 5-on-3 opportunity here for the Rivulettes. Can the Sharks kill it off? Dion, Keller, and Seven on the kill. Out in front for Restars. She'll step through. Saved by Zador. So an important penalty kill here. Just about halfway through this contest. Now we've got Winter on with Sonia Meta, and I believe it's Sadie France on the far side to kill off this 5-on-3. No, Taya Wallace, excuse me. Reese Reed at the blue line. Over. Down low to Broderick. Broderick trying to get it out to her forehand. Reese Reed down low, fires through, trickles past the far side post. Lacey Rivers for the Rivulettes still has it. To Reese Reed. Down from Erin Broderick. Broderick trying to cut through. Reese Reed coming in to give her a hand as Wallace gets in the way of both of the players. Shot through Zador with the save. Back to Broderick with the one-timer, and another save by Zador. Loose puck, and the Sharks are desperately trying to clear the puck, and they can't. Reese Reed, another shot through, that misses. Zador doesn't have her stick. It comes out now, and that will allow Zador to pick up her goalie stick. 1 minute of the double. 5-on-3 is over. Reese Reed coming back in, looking for a backhand. Zador with the stop. Meta sending it past the far side post. Miller bumping up her rival against the boards. No call on the play. Puck will squeak out though. Rachel Burt to Randall. Randall got Maddie Kemp behind her, but she skates with the puck. Comes in with Emerson Miller on her right. Looking to drop. Loose puck, and the Sharks clear the zone. 25 seconds remaining in the 5-on-3. Now we're past the halfway point of this period and this all-important pivotal Game 3. And I guess we're halfway through the series, if you want to put it that way, or at least could be halfway through the series. Out in front for Miller, fire stop again by Zador. She's seeing everything as this penalty is about to come to an end, and it looks like there's going to be another one called here. Or is it just a stoppage in play? No, just a stoppage in play. Face off just on the outside of that blue line. 4 seconds remaining in the 5-on-3 before we come back to 5-on-5. It'll scoop down. And what a big kill for the Barrie Sharks, killing off a 2-player advantage for the Rivulettes. That's going to be an icing call. So here we are, 9 minutes remaining here in the second period. All this activity, and we still don't have a goal. But we were being treated to some awesome hockey. Face off to the right of Zador, who's been a star in this contest. Sharks were outshot by 2 points in the first period. We'll see how the second period shapes up when it's all said and done. Severn trying to feed it out in front. She hits the brakes, tries to steer around Broderick. Dion at the blue line, sends it over. Meta fires it through with a stop by Mitchell. .8:41 on the clock now for the second period. Face off to the left of Mitchell. Won by the Sharks, trying to get it to the forehand. Puck bounced around, but the Rivulettes are going to clear it. Lauren Stiles Down the near side, dumps it into the Sharks' end, picked up by Gabby Willard. Tries to skate away from Micah Carswell. Gets back out to the neutral zone. Stiles turns it around, back into the Sharks' end. Meta, gonna give it chase. Trying to get around all the Rivulettes in front of her. They can't clear the zone, now they do. Quick pass up to May Severn, but she's got 2 defense in front of her. 3-on-2. Can't get it over to Sonia Meta. It slides by in the crease. Now in the slot, Rivulettes try to get it out. Sharks trying to turn it around. Neal out in front. Shot in and a save by Zador, and penalty coming. It's going to be a tripping call. That was D'Angela with the opportunity. And the Sharks are going to go right back to the penalty kill. Tripping is the call for Simone Swanson. But Zador with a great stop. And we are still 0-0. Another penalty kill for the Sharks. Down around the boards to Burt at the blue line. Burt hangs on, sends it to in front, and Zador's just going to cover that up with the glove. Emerson Miller on the draw for the Rivulettes. Versus Larmont for the Sharks. Reese Reed has it after that. To the far side. To Reese Reed at the point. Down for Burt, who fires. I think Zador got a piece of that. It goes over the crossbar. Reed down to Burt again. She's gonna cut in, fires it through, just misses on the near side post. Cosgrave finds it. Tries to get around, bring it around hard, and that's going to get a stoppage in play here because of the net coming off the plugs. We'll get the net back on the plugs, and we'll have a face-off here. Looks like it's going to be to the left of Zador. Sharon versus Sadie France. Randall and Rivers on the back end for the Rivulettes. Broderick and Strom on the wings. Behind the net. Sharks are going to clear it. They'll send it all the way down into the Rivulet end. Caught up to by Taya Wallace. She'll make a turn and fire. That misses on the near side. Great effort by Wallace to get down there to get possession of that puck. Rivers to Randall. Pass up to Sharon. She feeds it off to Rivers. Sharon comes in. Gets put off the puck by Sadie France, but only momentarily. Rivets still in possession. To the point for Randall. To the far side, shot through. Misses and comes out the other way. Broderick gets it to Randall, who fires it through. Here's Ava Strom down low to Broderick. Taya Wallace trying to get in the way. Rivers makes a turn. It'll sit there in the crease, steered aside. Randall. Back to Rivers. Rivers to Randall at the point. Broderick with the one-timer. And it just scoots under Ava Zador and into her glove. Under 30 seconds to go in the power play for the Rivulettes. Sharks doing a great job so far to kill off another penalty. Stiles on the draw versus Lormont. Restari now on the ice. It goes to the far side for Maddie Kim. Kim to Restari at the blue line. Down for Stiles. Stiles. Restari. That goes up and over the crossbar. Now down to 10 seconds remaining in the player advantage. I almost said man advantage. It's so easy to say. Stiles blocked. Another toe save by Zador. Backhand. That goes over. How is Zador seeing all of this? Kills off another penalty. We're back to 5-on-5. Back out to the neutral zone. Oh! Sharks couldn't hold on to the puck as they entered the zone. Here's Sonia Meta now. Riding the blue line. She'll come in, but they come in offside. 5:26 remaining in period 2, and this is equally as entertaining as period number 1 in a different way, though. What's period number 3 got in store? I guess we're going to find out. Face off outside the blue line, right in front of the Barrie bench. Sharks have it. Oh, picked off by Lacey Rivers. Saved by Zador. And play continues here in the Sharks' end. Bouncing puck, Zador pounces on that. Oh my. Yeah, we can start counting how many times I'm going to say oh my, because I think I'm probably in the neighborhood of a couple of dozen during this series. And we're not done yet. All right, face off to the left of Zador. Just over 5 minutes remaining in the second. Carrier holds the line, tries to feed off to Rivers, but the Sharks are going to turn it around. Charette looking for Severn in the near side corner. Rivulettes trying to turn it around. Stewart coming in to give her teammates a hand. Play continues. Stewart puts it out in front, but right on to Reese Reed. Reese Reed to Sadie D'Angela. D'Angela's got Rivers with her. They both cross the blue line at the same time. Shot through, blocker saved by Zador. Again, don't ask me how she saw that. Another stoppage in play because the net is off again, so we'll have a face-off. I believe it will come back to neutral zone if I read that correctly by the referee. Yep, it's going to come right here. All right. Face-off won by the Sharks. 7. Over to Maddie McKay. McKay, one of the top point getters for the Sharks, but it's been quiet during the postseason. Harbeck trying to pull it away from the far side corner, picked off by Lormond. Lormond looking for Harbeck in front. Intercepted, and the Rivulettes are going to clear it to the neutral zone. It'll come down to the near side boards, picked up by Kathleen Dion. Off the near side boards is Rachel Burt into the neutral zone. Put back into play by Piper Seven. Behind the goal line. Out to Rachel Burt here for the Rivulettes. Trying to turn it around. Miller trying to skid away with it. The puck does come into the Shark zone. 7. To McKay. McKay looks at the options. She's going to carry it out. Sends it to the far side. Larmond trying to turn around and get it out in front as they battle for it in the near side corner and out the other way. Elamiel doesn't get too far. Comes back into the Rivulette end. Strome turning it around. Strome weaving around all the blue Sharks. Back out to the neutral zone. Carrier sends it past Strome. Right on to Sadie France. France to 7. 7 trying to find Abby Brumwell. Comes back. Back up to Taya Wallace. She'll chip it in. Back behind the goal line. Oh! And a Shark is just pushed off. No call on the play. That was Brumwell. Who looks okay. She gets back up and she continues with the play. But that was a hard hit. It's going to be a fast and furious third period, I have a feeling. And we're getting close to one goal will do it. That's offside. Still 2.5 to go in this period, and then a whole 20 minutes. But we've been treated to some exciting hockey, folks. Whether you're a Sharks fan or a Rivulette fan or just a hockey fan, you're being treated here tonight. Far side for Cosgrave. Cosgrave feeds that to Jenny Keller. 2-on-1 developing. Shot in. Loose puck! They battle away for it, and the player is just sprawled out in front. I think they awarded the Sharks a goal. Yes, they did. I don't know who scored it. Looks like it's Winter leading the charge. I don't know. That puck would have had to have gone in. It just looked like Rivulettes sprawled against the line. Yeah. It's 1-0 Barrie Sharks. And just to think I thought I've seen everything. Oh my. It tells you how what this game means to every single player on the ice as they fight to put a puck behind the line, try to keep a puck in front of the line. It's passion, pure and simple, from everybody on this ice. And yeah, and a little bit of passion from me too. Yeah, I like hockey. I've loved hockey since I was a little girl, and my older brothers play, but I grew up in the 80s, and girls hockey didn't exist back then, so I'm kind of living my dream through this, which is kind of cool. Neil on the draw versus nope, Stewart's going to get kicked out, so Severn's going to come in. Nope, Swanson's going to come in for the face-off. To the blue line. Rivulettes now are down by a goal. Randall through, loose puck. Sador pulled out of her crease, but okay. Winter with the goal. And I'm going to have to go get the assist afterwards. It's hard to score on my score. Just like that, and we're tied. Goal looks to be scored by number 11. If I'm reading that correctly, yep. Number 11, Kendra Ristori, and in seconds, we are back locked at the same score. All right. So yeah, no harm, no foul. We'll just go back to drawing even, and with a minute and a half left here in period number 2. Oh my God, what hockey! Bert gets it back into the Sharks' end. Lacey Rivers with the assist. But I'll confirm that with the scorekeeper here in the intermission, make sure I get all my facts straight. Now in the Rivulette end, easy save there for Addison Mitchell. Last minute of play here in the second period. Emerson Miller sends it back behind the goal line. Carrier. Down to Bert. Bert's got Emerson Miller with her. She'll just backhand it in. Chase after it. Sador out of her crease. Leaves it for Gabby Willard. Bert trying to steal that puck away from her. Does come loose. It'll come to the near side corner from Maddie McKay and out to Sam Larmans. Picked up by Sadie D'Angela, but not for long. Here comes Maddie McKay looked like she was going to get away with it. But here comes D'Angela back the other way. Shot in, saved by Zador. One of your Rivulettes goes flying into the boards. Bodies flying everywhere. Under 10 seconds to go here in the second period. Down for McKay. Will she get a shot off? She will. Not enough to pounce on the rebound. So after 40 minutes, Sharks and Rivulettes exchanged goals in second. We're locked at 1 instead of 0s, but at least now we got some goal scoring. Again, goals scored, I think it was Ristori and Winter for the Barrie Sharks. I'll make sure I write that one down so I don't forget. Come on back for the third, folks. You're not going to want to miss this. Well, hey there, folks. We're getting set here for the third and final period. I've kind of calmed down. Okay. Shots on goal after the second period total are 23-16 in favor of the Cambridge Rivulettes. And less than 2 minutes here remaining. Shots on goal after the second. I did have a quick look around the league, and the only other game that is posting scores right now is the Nepean Whitby game, and it's a 2-2 tie. Again, Nepean could clinch that series with the win tonight, but it's still currently a 2-2 tie. Once again, the goal scorers in the second period, Barrie's was Mally Wintard, scoring her first goal of the playoffs, and number 11, Kendra Ristori for Cambridge, tying it up before the end of the second period. And here we sit. Once again, game 4 goes tomorrow afternoon at 4:30 right back here in the Shark Tank, and game 5, if necessary, is Sunday at 1:30. If you're in town, come on by. The game's free of charge. There's no money for attendance, so please come on by and clear your Sharks. And by all means, if you can't be here, I got you covered here on the YouTube channel. I got all the games for you here this weekend. I sent a big shout out, my third period shout out to all the organizers of the senior night that took place at the Sadlon Arena. It was a last minute change of venue from the Shark Tank to the Sadlon Arena, and everybody went with it, and the organizers for that get together did a fantastic job. So thank you to all the moms who looked into all the organization. The food was great. We got the VIP lounge at the Sadlon Arena. It was a wonderful event at the rink that day. So kudos to everybody involved. All right, 20 minutes on the clock. One more period to go, folks. Are you ready? Winter and Styles on the draw, and it's going to be fight, fight, fight here in period number 3. Definitely expect the momentum to stay as hot as it is. Quinn Carswell trying to feed it forward to Micah Carswell. She's got it and brings it across the blue line. Can't find Styles as the Sharks try to turn it around the other way. Right out in front for Broderick, and that's steered aside. Here's Jenny Keller trying to get around Carriere. She comes in, tries a wrap around. She's all by herself waiting for reinforcement. Stays with the puck though. Doesn't hang on, and here comes Quinn Carswell. Jenny Keller looked like she nearly had an opportunity on a breakaway. Just couldn't skate away far enough in front of Carriere. All the way down to Sador, so leaves that for Cosgrave. Down the near side, Board's trying to pull it out. Brumwell trying to feed it off, turned aside by Hillhawk, and the body to Brumwell off the end of her stick as it comes into the Rivulet end. And we're already 1 minute in and nothing's happened yet. That's unusual. Puck trying to get out in front. Emerson Miller keeping it to herself, but gets it to the far side, shot through. Glove safe by Mitchell. Mitchell, not the busier of the two goaltenders. Definitely Ben Ava-Zador with 23 to 16 shots on goal. That goes off and into the bench, and we'll have a stoppage in play here. Face off in front of the Barrie bench. That's won by the Sharks. Down for Seven. Seven has seen a lot of ice time in this game. Turned around by the Rivulettes. D'Angela trying to chase after it. The puck will come to the near side boards. Lestari trying to help out her teammate, as is Neal. Shot through. Saved by Zador. Over to the far side post and out the other side. Lestari at the blue line, onside. Looked like it smidged over the blue. Back behind the goal line. Trying to get it out in front. Stewart trying to shovel it around. Goes out the other way for Severn. She tries to push Ella Neal off. finds the puck but can't backhand it away. Here's Piper Seven now behind the goal line, down to Kathleen Dion. Dion lifts it, saucers it up in front, but just out of Kate Stewart's reach. And Mitchell will put a stop to that, just on the goal post. 17:38 remaining in the third. 1-1. We'll have a face-off to the left of Addison Mitchell. Carrier for the Rivulettes, sending it to the other side for Broderick. Broderick to the blue line. Can't find Hellock. Sharks turn it around the other way. Sam Lorman can't hang on to it though. Rivulettes pick it away again. Carrier. Down low in the corner, looking for Ava Strome. Back out to Gabby Willard for the Sharks. She'll dump it right back in. Strome trying to get away with it. Meta holds the line. Maddie McKay's going to chase after it, but not before Carrier turns it aside to Marin Broderick. Broderick feeding it forward, and that should go the distance. That should be icing. No, icing waved off. Referees are doing a lot of that this game. Letting them play. To Reese Reed at the blue line. She weaves around Maddie McKay, drives the net. Just goes past the near side post. Up and down into the neutral zone. Sharks coming back the other way. Here's Elda Silva over the blue line. She's by herself and has her pocket picked by Reese Reed. She tries to skate around Mally Winter. Peels off and goes back the other way. Winter still on her case. Back over to Maddie Kim on the far side. Up to Micah Carswell. Back into the Sharks' end for Annabelle and Cosgrave. Just Silva feeds it off to Keller. Rivulettes turning it back around. Sharks quickly put it up front for Jenny Keller, and another save by Addison Mitchell. Down behind the goal line and out the far side. Cosgrave trying to hold the line and bump her rival off that puck. In comes Mally Winter to give her a hand. It squeaks out, and Maddie Kim's going to backhand it behind the net for her teammate Restare. To the neutral zone, past Charette. Winter turning it around for Keller. Keller bats it down out of the air, but she's by herself. She'll fire it through. Pad saved by Mitchell. Randall now behind the net with the puck. Sadie France trying to chase up to it, but the Sharks can't find it, and it comes back into their own end. Rachel Burt for the Rivulettes trying to gather that puck. Off the near side corner, it'll come out. Here's Taya Wallace. Gets around Randall with the puck. She's got Sadie France with her. Still holding on as she drives the crease. Fires it, just goes high and wide and into the corner. Brumwell with a shot. That sails over the crossbar. Shots on goal coming fast and furious. Brumwell trying to shoot. Loose puck. Rivulettes find it. Hillock trying to steer around Taya Wallace. They do get out to the neutral zone. Rachel Burt sends it into the Sharks' end. That's going to get calls. 14:43 remaining in the third period. 1-1 tie. Also a 1-1 tie for the series. Whoever wins this pivotal Game 3 will have a chance to clinch it tomorrow. Rivulettes find the puck and send it into the Sharks' end. Picked up by Gabby Willard. Willard trying to poke it over the boards. Jenny Keller can't find it. Willard catches up to it. It scoots out, but not out of bounds. Here's D'Angela. Zador sees it through traffic, and she gloves it down for a stoppage in play. Face off to the right of Zador. Meta finds it, sends it to the other side. Carrier for the Rivulettes holds the line, but only briefly. D'Angela. Back to Broderick. Broderick sends it in. Zador leaves it for Willard. Meta trying to pick the Rivulette's pocket. Can't do it as the puck cycles around now into the near side corner, looking to get it out in front. Hits off the back of the cage, and here comes Sonia Meta. across the line. Not too far. Rivulettes bring it back the other way. Here's Maddie Kim to Sadie D'Angela. Right towards the door, and she's just going to pounce down that for a face-off. .13:40 now remaining in the third period. We'll have a face-off to the right of Zador again. Emerson Miller on the draw versus Kate Stewart. Behind the net. Charette sends it out to Severn. Here's Kate Stewart now down the far side. She's got Simone Swanson parked herself in the slot. Pushed off the puck. Goes to Sharon in the far side. And here's Ava Strom now in front of her netminder. A lot of neutral zone action happening here. Not a whole lot by the goaltenders. And we're 7 minutes into the third period. Things getting physical here, though. Ristori holding onto the puck, sending it out into the Sharks' end. Piper 7 chasing after it. Dion to the far side. Here's Sam Larmont. Sails it forward just behind Kaya Harbeck, who doesn't see it. Sam Larmont trying to get in the way of the pass. It'll come into the Sharks' end, but just up and over and back and forth over that blue line. And we'll have a stoppage and play on the offside. 12:42 remaining in the third period. Adrenaline's come way down. Not a whole lot of really exciting action so far in the third. Looks like the teams are playing things a bit more cautiously than what they have. Sharks have it after the draw, but it's forced away by the Rivulettes, Micah Carswell and Quinn Carswell. Zador gloves it down. So we'll have another stoppage and play here and a face-off in the Sharks' end. Face off here to the left of Ava Zador. It's Lauren Stiles versus Winter on the draw. Rivulettes send it through. Easy steer aside for Ava Zador in the paddle. In the corner. Sharks try to get it out. Micah Carswell holds the line. Zador sends it over to the far side corner. Chipped out to the blue line, but not out. Quinn Carswell behind the net. In came Micah, but couldn't get the shot off on the deflection. That's going to come all the way back to Ristori. She'll send it to the neutral zone. Rivulettes try to pick it up, but it's turned aside by Elda Silva. She finds Jenny Keller. Fires, save, loose puck, and Mitchell pounces on that as things now get a little bit heated. What a saucer pass that was to Jenny Keller by Elda Silva. It would have been phenomenal if that had gone in. But you can just see that the girls are trying to make things up, do things differently, and try to get around Mitchell. Far side for Miller, turned aside. No, Bromwell couldn't get a hold of it, and it comes out to the neutral zone. Charette, pass up, back into the Rivulet end. Into the neutral zone as Cosgrave and Charette chase for it. Charette gets there first, but she's being chased by Emerson Miller. Far side for Wallace, can't find it. Miller turns it around, but can't hang on to it. So it's out into the neutral zone. Broderick sends it into the Sharks' end. Cosgrave can't get it out. Out in front, shot in, saved by Zador. Things get heated again. Shot in by point blank range, and it lands in Zador's glove, and it's still 1-1. Rivulette's doing the same thing, moving the puck around, getting Zador out of her crease. Being a bit more creative in the puck passing. Anything to gain the advantage. Dion to the corner. Piper 7 backhands it to Simone Swanson. Back to Dion. Dion trying to feed it out to Stewart, but Broderick turning it around and sending it back into the Sharks' end. The puck spending a lot of time in the Sharks' end. Point blank, looking for the backhand. Zador manages to shut the door. Oh my. She gets the body in front. Stewart trying to get a hold of that. Picked up by Reese Reed, and we're almost halfway through the third and final period. No scoring yet, still 1-1 to the far side. Sonia Meta. Sonia Meta, the late hero in game 2. Back to Gabby Willard. Whoa, bit of a collision behind the net. Meta trying to push her rival off the puck. Puck sits there for a second as the Rivulettes try to dig it out. All right, Sharks come away with that puck, get it to neutral. It'll come all the way down. Icing waved off, as you can see by the line official in the view. It'll come back the other way, and that will be icing against the Cambridge Rivulettes with 9:57 to go in period 3, and we're still tied at the ones. Face off now in the Rivulette end. We haven't seen the face off down in this end for a bit. Story trying to get it out. Battle right in front there, just inside that blue line in front of the Cambridge bench. Now into the slot, up to Ava Strome. Keller trying to turn it around, but Charrette's got the puck. Feeds it back to De Silva. De Silva to Charrette. Fires, scores! Through the 5-0, Charrette scores, and it's 2-1 Barrie Sharks. Will that be the difference? Still 9.5 minutes to go. Charrette in the right place at the right time, gets it underneath Mitchell. Sharks now up by 1 again. Can they maintain it? Stay tuned, Sharks fans. This one's gonna be a wild finish. All the way down to Taya Wallace. It sits in the neutral zone. Here's Quinn Carswell. Hits the face mask of Stiles, and the puck comes back the other way. Winter picks up a point on the assist. Shot through, misses over the crossbar. Mitchell with the save. Wallace trying to go back the other way. Can't find Bromwell. Now the blue line for Piper 7. Wallace through, save. Rebound available. Meta can't get there. She'll backhand it, holding on to it in the Rivulet end. Wallace goes to the front but can't get the shot off, and that will draw a penalty. Barrie will have a power play. Definite trip. It's going to be Marion Broderick taking a little bit of exception to that. Can the Sharks increase their lead and put a little cushion between them and the Rivulettes? Reed sends it out all the way down. So the Sharks will regroup in their own end. Meta will anchor it down. Keller down low. Sadie France up top. She comes to Keller down low. Down the near side board. She'll bring it into the Rivulet end. Drives towards the net but can't get it to the forehand. Bromwell keeps it in. Sends it down into the corner. Rivulettes get a hold of it though and will send it out with 30 seconds gone in the power play. Meta behind again. Again, Keller down low. France up top. Meta comes to the middle and sends it down to Jenny Keller. Keller coming in! Mitchell with the stop as she read that perfectly. Wallace now fires. Save by Mitchell as she gloves that one down. Just over 7.5 minutes to go in period number 3. Sharks now up by 2 due to a goal by Adriel Charrette. Sharks still on the power play for another minute. Oh, Severn can't get it to the forehand. She'll leave it for Charrette at the point. Back to Severn now. She's traded places, fires it through, misses. Mitchell reaches back and gloves it down. Almost a full minute remaining in the power play. Severn, after the draw, cuts through, fires it through, loose puck, right out in front for Winter. Puts it back towards the net, but it floats by the far side post. Rivulettes are going to get that puck and clear it out. Under 40 seconds to go now in the power play. Severn gets around Reese Reed and comes into the zone. Cutting through, fires it through. Mitchell with the stop. .25 seconds remaining on the player advantage. Sharks doing all they can to put pucks in on net. Mitchell's made some great stops though. Puck collected by Maddie Kim. She'll send it to the far side for Reese Reed. She'll lift it, send it down into the Sharks' end. Piper Seven will gather that behind the net. No, sends it over to Sonia Mehta. Sonia Mehta through the middle. Got Piper Seven down low, as well as McKay. McKay steers around with that puck over Lauren Stiles. Working around Micah Carswell as the power play comes to an end, and we're back to 5-on-5 as Broderick steps back to the ice. What a battle there by Sonia Mehta for that puck. And it's going to come in offside. So we'll have a face-off right in front of the Barrie benches. We're down to crunch time, folks. 6:20 run remaining. Sharks holding on to a 1-goal advantage here. Back to Charette. Off the near side boards. Brumwell follows it up, as does Sadie France. It'll ring around, go to the far side, and out the other end. Sharks put it back in play in the Rivulette end. Brumwell can't catch up to it. Ellen Neal trying to find it. Sharks have it, looking for a backhand. Loose puck. That's going to get stopped because the net is off. .5:53 remaining in the third period. Face off to the right of Mitchell. Sharks look to get a quick shot in, but it's steered aside. Down to the near side corner, up to the neutral zone. Rivulettes dump it in. Rivers goes to the bench for a rest. Rivulettes try to battle for it in the Sharks' end. Carriere can't hold on to it. Sharks run away. Here's Jenny Keller. Back to Winter. Held up at the red line. Keller gets enough of that and sends it into the Rivulette end, and Mitchell's going to cover that up for a face-off. Face off to the left of Mitchell. Won by the Rivulettes. To the corner. Rachel Birch trying to get around May Severn. She does. Gets that puck into the Sharks' end. Followed up by Emerson Miller. Trying to get it out in front. Shot through Zador with the save. Puck sits there. Rivulette's trying to lift it up and get it out over Zador, who was laid out. She's back standing up now between the pipes. That was getting interesting in front of Zador, and she's just going to glove that high puck down quickly here with 4:55 remaining. Penalty coming. It's going to be for a check to the head. So the Sharks will bounce right back onto the power play. We got 2 or 4 minutes. Check to the head, 4 minutes. Less than 5, and the Sharks will have an advantage for 4 of those minutes unless they score again. Keller through, save. Keller cracks the rebound over to the far side. Sadie France Puck will bounce onto Reese Reed, and she'll get rid of it. So the Sharks will have to collect back in their own end. This is Abigail Charette. Keller down low. France up top. Through the middle. Down low to Jenny Keller. Taya Wallace is with her, as is Abby Brumwell. She holds on to that puck even though she came close to getting her pocket picked. Micah Carswell fanned on the clearing attempt. Sharks put it back in play towards the net. Brumwell can't find it, and the Rivulettes will clear it out again. Charette again behind the net. France up top. This time Severn down low. Comes down to Severn. Down the near side boards. She'll come in with some speed. Trying to cut to. Puck does go towards the crease, and that's an easy steer aside for Mitchell. On the far side corner, De Silva. Can't get it out in front. May Severn's going to go get it in the corner. She'll hold on, but can't cut to the middle. Rivulettes will clear it again. Under 3 minutes to go in the power play. Sharks have had a couple of chances. Here comes May Severn down the near side again. She'll dump it in and bring it around to the other side for Kate Stewart. To the blue line. And Rivulettes find it again. Winter couldn't get a shot off. She fanned on the attempt. Meta now behind the net. Winter up top. Keller down low. Brumwell and De Silva in front. Jenny Keller comes in the zone. Looking for some help. She brings it around the board to the far side where it's caught up to by De Silva. De Silva backhands it to Sadie French. She'll drive towards the net, puts it through, and a save by Mitchell. All right, we're now down to 3 minutes to go. Face off to the right of Mitchell. Rivulettes have it after the draw and can't clear it out. They do now. So one minor is gone, down under 2 minutes to go here on the double minor. Nothing happening on the first 2 minutes. Well, a lot of scoring attempts, but no scoring. Meta down the far side, dumps it down. Mitchell will leave it for Carriere. Carriere sends it sailing onto her own bench. Just over a minute and a half remaining here in the power play and 2.5 to go in game 3. Will the Sharks hold them off? Sharks definitely want to go into game 4 tomorrow. Up 2-1. Rivulettes are going to want to tie it. Pokes out. Charette's just going to double back. Trying to skate around Lauren Stiles. She'll hand it off to May Severn. She'll make a big turn. Coming through the zone in the middle. Fires. Blocked. Trying to go short side. Doesn't work. Now Mallie Winter. Down to Stewart. Stewart turns aside. Severn's out in front. Stewart's bobbled, as is the official, as play continues. Shot through, saved by Mitchell. So we're under 2 minutes to go in the game. Under 1 minute to go in the power play for the Sharks. Face off to the right of Mitchell. It'll come out the other way. Sonia Meta through the middle. Drives towards the net as the puck gets stripped of her. Battling for it in the near side boards. Now behind the net. Taya Wallace trying to chase after it. 25 seconds remaining here in the power play to Sonia Meta at the point. Down for Keller. Keller to Meta. Through traffic. Blocked. Back behind the goal line now for Abby Brumwell. Goes by everybody with 10 seconds remaining. The Sharks may get one more go at this, but we're down. 1 minute remaining in the third period. All the Sharks need to do is keep it in that end. Puck will come all the way down, icing not, and they're trying to yank Mitchell. She's off to the bench now with 45 seconds remaining in the game. Extra attacker is on. Miller, Randall, Neal, Ristori. D'Angelo on the puck, as is Micah Carswell. Rivulettes send it to the blue line. Through traffic, Zador with the stop. I'll be surprised if there isn't a team that calls timeout here. Yep. Cambridge is calling for a timeout. Timeout, yep. Gives me a bit of rest. We'll see how fast and furious this 29 seconds goes by. Once again, game 4. No matter the result of this game, game 4 does go tomorrow at 4:30, and we'll have that one for you. I hope you can join us. If you can't be in the building, I hope you can join us here on YouTube, because you're not gonna want to miss it. And I'll just squeak it in. Game 5, Sunday, if needed, 1:30. But that's all I'm going to say about that. All right. 29.2 seconds. Empty net, Cambridge. Neal, D'Angelo, Miller, Randall, Ristori, all on the ice for the Rivulettes. Winter to take the draw to the blue line. Ristori cuts through, fires, scores! And just like that, with 24 seconds, Ristori is the hero. And we are tied at 2. You just knew, folks. You just knew this was going to happen. Ristori takes a bow. That's 2 for her in this game. We're not done yet, folks. Sharks had the empty netter late. Excuse me, not the empty netter, but the extra attacker wrong with the goalie out in Sunday. This time it was Cambridge's turn. So coming to our final 10 seconds of the third period. That's how this one's going to end. And we are going to go to overtime. Big surprise. Once again, the goal scorer in that period. Adriel Charette goes 5-hole through Mitchell. And then just in the last 25 seconds here, Ristori notches her second. And it's tied at 2. Going to overtime. 2-minute break. I'm going to take it. All right. (31-30) shots on goal in favor of the Barrie Sharks. So tight. Does this one get solved in the OT? I'm pretty sure it's a 5-minute. And it's 3-on-3 on the ice for the Sharks. Severn, Dion, and Kate Stewart on the ice for the Rivulettes. We have Ella Neal, Maddie Kim, and I can't make out the third player. (25 seconds remaining here in the rest portion here before we get set for overtime. Reese Reed and Maddie Kim, as well as Ella Neal up front, and we're going to have Stewart and Neal to take the draw. We're set to go. Overtime. Rivulettes have it after the draw. Here comes Reese Reed. Possession is everything in 3-on-3. Kim goes by the far side post. Sharks got to get possession of that puck, and they do. Here's May Severn through the middle. Gets around Reese Reed. Cuts through. Fires. Save by Mitchell. Sharks lose possession of the puck briefly. Stewart trying to reclaim it down the far side. Rivulettes Reese Reed back on the play. Far side. Dion trying to get in the way. She'll head to the bench. Here's Emerson Miller now on the ice for the Rivulettes. Keller, Winter, and Meta on for the Sharks. Down the nearest side. Keller sends it back to Sonia Meta. Meta will hold on to it and take it back behind her goal as she's being chased. Through the middle. Off to Jenny Keller. 2-on-1 developing here. To Winter! Loose puck! Meta out in front through traffic. Blocker saved by Mitchell. Oh my! Jenny trying to get it to the front side. Picked off again by the Sharks. Here's Sonia Meta at the blue line, waiting to get a shot off. She'll wait, cut through, fires. Saved by Mitchell, trying the wraparound, trying to hold on to that puck. She'll leave it for Taylor Wallace. Wallace cutting through. She's going to regroup and come back to the neutral zone. Take another stab at this. Over the blue line. Trying to get it out in front for Sadie French. She'll go around the backside. Charette now at the blue line. She'll hand it off to Adrielle Charette, and that's offside. Sharks had an opportunity to put it to bed, and they couldn't do it. Face-off's going to come outside the blue line with 3:10 to go in overtime. Won by the Sharks. Here's Brumwell across the line. May Severn's on with her. Reese Reed behind the goal line. Feeds it off to Restari. D'Angela also on the ice with Reese Reed and Restari. Through the middle, over the blue line. Backhand and to D'Angela. D'Angela cuts through, fires, goes over the crossbar and out the other side. So the Rivulettes are going to have to double back and regroup. Reese Reed, another turn into the Sharks' end. Fires, hits the crossbar. Oh my! And the Rivulettes come this close to ending this game. Down low for May Severn. May Severn enters the zone, cuts to the middle, fires, saved by Mitchell, loose puck! Severn didn't see it and she overshot it. It'll come all the way back to the Sharks' end, and that will be icing. Oh my goodness. Well, I'll tell you what I want, really want. 2:06 remaining in overtime, and then we go to shootouts if nothing is solved here. Dion to Keller. Keller goes outside, so the Sharks will double back. Dion sliding it forward to Mally Winter. Winter trying to cut through, leaving it for Keller. Keller comes back out to the neutral zone. Doesn't like what she sees. Sharks have had more puck possession in this overtime than the Rivulettes, which won't mean much unless they score. Loose puck behind the net. Picked up by Dion. We're now down to 90 seconds. Winter trying to find a way to squeak through, and she's hauled down out in front. Shot in, nearly found a way on the short side after falling down. Winter to Charette at the blue line. Keller hanging back, so Charette's going to go join her. Up to Kate Stewart, fresh off the bench. Out to Maddie Kim. Maddie Kim and Neal play catch. Right to Kate Stewart. Does she have an opportunity? No, she can't get it to the forehand. Puck goes back and forth and finds its way to the neutral zone, and Sonia Meta, final minute of play here in overtime. Meta with a purpose over the blue line. Mitchell somehow gets it underneath her. Are you kidding me? Holy smokes. .41 seconds on the clock in overtime with a face-off to the left of Mitchell. Sharks have it at the blue line for Sonia Meta. Fires! Loose puck. Mitchell pounces on that one. Another face-off only to the right side this time of Mitchell. Sadie France on the draw for the Sharks. Miller for the Rivulettes. They get it out. Micah Carswell down the far side. Dying 30 seconds here. Fires it through. Segal with the stop. How did that not go in? Oh my! Breakaway opportunity for Jenny Keller. Can she put it away here? No! You gotta be kidding me! Back the other way from Micah Carswell. Final seconds here of overtime. Great opportunities at both ends. Great stops by both goaltenders, and we're going to shootouts again! I'm speechless. I don't know what to say to this. What great shots here. Great saves by both goaltenders, and we're going to another round of shootouts. Woo! Let's see if they announce the shots on goal of overtime. I'd like to know if they have it. It was a fast and furious 5 minutes in overtime. Great chances. I don't believe neither team scored. What goaltending. All right. So as before, like we did in game number 2, it's the best of 3 shootouts, and if nothing is solved, it goes to sudden death. Each team is kind of deciding what to do about shooters. I think Barrie's going to shoot first. Yep, Barrie's going to shoot first. First shooter for the Barrie Sharks is... Nope. Who's shooting first here? Okay, May Severn's going to shoot first for the Barrie Sharks. Here we go. Round 1. And save! Try to go to the backhand, and Mitchell reaches back and makes the save. First shooter for the Cambridge Rivulettes. Number 10, Hillock. Saved by Zador. No scoring in round 1. We go to round 2. Second shooter for the Barrie Sharks, number 29, Jenny Keller. No goal! Another great stop by Mitchell. Second shooter for the Cambridge Rivulettes. Number 28, Sadie D'Angela. No goal. We go to round 3. Sharks have an opportunity to go up by 1. Number 82, Kate Stewart. No goal. Third shooter for the Cambridge Rivulettes, who can end this right now. Number 11, she's got 2 goals tonight, Kendra Rastari. Does she put it away here and send the Rivulettes up by 2 games? Or do we go on to round 4? We go on to round 4. Fourth shooter for the Barrie Sharks, number 91, Elda Silva. You knew it wasn't going to be in 3 rounds, right, fans? We knew it was going to be more than 3 rounds. Elda Silva, fourth shooter. No goal. And again, did Rivulettes score here in round 4 and end this game, or do we go on to round 5? Number 27, Avery Randall. No goal. On to round 5. Fifth shooter for the Barrie Sharks, number 10, Sonia Mehta. Round 5, folks. Goal! She scores! Sonia Mehta with the late goal on Sunday to tie it up. Now gets the go-ahead goal here in round 5. Fifth shooter for the Cambridge Rivulettes, number 26, Rachel Burt. Do we go to round 6, or does Ava shut the door? Score! Yes! Save! Save by Ava Zador, and the Sharks win Game 3, 3-2 in 5 rounds of shootouts. No goal. What a game here by these Barrie Sharks, and what a game here by these Cambridge Rivulettes. You knew it was going to be like this, folks. Another round of shootouts, 5 instead of 6 this time, and the Sharks will have the opportunity to punch their ticket to championship weekend tomorrow afternoon at 4:30. Oh my, what a game, what a game. I ain't got much to say about that. It was a fantastic game to call. I love playoff hockey. This was fun. Game 4. Look for it. It's going to be exactly the same as this. Thank you for joining me here, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Cheryl Gilroy. On behalf of the Barrie Sharks organization, thank you so much for all the support. We got a few more games to go, but man, I hope everybody's heart is okay. Keep the faith, everybody. Have a good night, and we'll see you back here tomorrow afternoon.